Yeah,
What's up?
like me, be a pro like me.
Yeah. XCal's got all the equipment up. Hello, everyone. It's us, and we're here talking about the entire Harry Dresden book, Stormfront. This is our fourth stream this month together.
Mhm.
So if you've missed some, it's because maybe you haven't had a chance to watch it, but
Cough up the big bucks. Come on.
oh my god. Oh my god. How's everyone doing? Oh my god, I need to zoom in because I can't even see this far away.
You're super loud like this.
Oh, I'll turn you down.
Yeah.
You can turn yourself down too. I mean me down. Is that better?
He's not very technically savvy.
I'm just wondering if you're loud to everybody out there too.
No, I'm not. You have your own input controls.
Okay.
So I turned you up too loud. Well, I mean, live chat, if I'm talking too loud, you can tell me. I mean, I could this is my brother Toot Toot making, taking over the character in the book. And this is my father. And y'all can call him Dad or XCal. So.
Or XCal, that's good.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Happy final day of book club for the month. Yes. And we will be doing 2 books next month.
Oh, we're going to race through both of them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just finished listening to, as opposed to reading, Full Moon and Grave Peril.
You know how many people have told me that they are listening but not reading, etc. book, and to tell you that they know that that's not reading in my DMs because you have.
That's wonderful.
Oh my God.
Because I'm an old guy and I'm kind of stuck in the 1960s or 70s.
God. Oh my God! You finished Full Moon.
I did read Lord of the Rings, the series, so many times that I literally wore the cover off the book.
That's awesome.
I read through it, and it was back before there was books on tape or whatever.
Yeah, so we're gonna do book 2 and book 3s, and I know all of y'all have already finished that. So,
well, Shelby and I are gonna be talking about book 3 because she's almost finished with it.
Okay. Sam says hi, Dad.
Hey, Sam.
Oh my gosh. We were just talking before we went live because we had to get all of our spoilers out of our system so that we wouldn't ruin anything for y'all. But they were both grumbling about
something
that we can't talk about until we have the 3rd book club stream.
And then it's going to be like an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In book 3.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be.
I know. They're not going to be able to help themselves. I don't even know if Toot Toot over here, my brother, that is the name that the members decided that he should use.
Is it really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we decided.
We had a poll. We had a poll and voted on it.
A little shrimp? What is it?
Oh my God.
Well, they weren't going to call me Hendrix. I tried for it. I tried to. But I'm not
way too pretty for Hendrix.
I'm too pretty, and I'm not big enough. Let's be honest.
Although in person he is rather big, so just full disclosure here, he is.
Yeah, Elaine, I'll have to pull my dad on to see what he thinks about Ray calling himself a prophet. We'll have to do a stream about that. There's a multi-level marketer who became a Christian and also decided to call himself a prophet at the same time. So and he also is having a
self-promotion,
conference. Self-promotion.
How unusual. Oh, Dad Pondare. Sorry about that.
Oh my God. I do too. And if you like Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he reads all of the Dresden books. And if you get through the first couple of books, he gets better every book. But by the time it's a book, I don't know, when he becomes a super stellar reader, it is incredible. And you get to enjoy. I think he becomes a really good reader.
Even though he mispronounces Marconi's name.
I know. Okay, set that aside. All of us who enjoy listening to books. I think he becomes a really good reader by book 4 or 5, but maybe
he's definitely by book 6. He's definitely where he's getting diminishing returns on his improvements. Like book 1 to 2, it's already 100% improvement. Between his reading, and then book 2 to 3, it's another 100% improvement. So
yeah, yep,
it's definitely
and one of y'all remembered Toot Toot's name from last stream, which was Doofus. So we're just going through the gamut. I'm pretty sure you can call him whatever you want, and I have to be on my best behavior and not dox people.
So we are since names do change, maybe it's not as much an issue as I've made it out to be.
That's a big issue. It's a huge issue.
I know.
No, not this one, but the book. There's an issue in the book.
It's
a continuity error between who Jim Butcher calls somebody in book 1, and then references them later, and their name changes.
And they show up.
Oh,
they
my
technically
God.
show up in that book.
Yeah. Right.
Someone's going to be, this is Charlene. She records stuff for people, and Eric Worry is another MLM leader dude who has a boot camp that he's getting people to pay for and then get them stuck in his paying funnel. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yep. Hello, everyone. We're talking about Stormfront, and if you missed the first 4 book club streams, we're going to be kind of the first 3, and then this is the 4th one. If you missed the first 3, we've been talking about the chapters in chunks and only having minimal spoiler alerts because we can't help ourselves. And now we're going to be doing like a recap of the whole book and our final thoughts, which you are probably going to hear on every other live stream that we're going to do because we're going to keep repeating them. So you have something to say, Toot Toot?
Yeah, I have a question. Is this going to be an issue if my Tito's and Jose Cuervo box keep popping up?
No.
through my background.
It's only an issue if you're not drinking them while you're streaming.
My entire house is packed up except for obviously my computer
and your liquor.
Well, no, that's the point. The liquor's packed up. What you can't see behind me is a whole bunch of boxes and furniture, and the liquor is now boxed up and away.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's not going to be a problem. I'll just blur out your section of the screen if I get slapped by Tito's or they start asking for royalties from this. This live stream.
Hey, I should be getting some kind of payment from that,
Oh my God! Maybe we'll get away with it.
Yeah.
Forget it, Toot Toot.
Yeah.
It's not coming, pal.
Yeah. No pizza. No.
Nothing.
No pizza for you.
At least the Pizza Express sponsorship,
I know. Has someone made a Pizza Express T-shirt to sell?
Yes.
I'm sure they.
I haven't found it, but I can guarantee you.
No kidding.
Oh my
People
God.
have made McAnally's mugs. They've made certain signs that appear later. In certain places. They've made the shirts. They made it all.
I can't wait till we get to start talking about Mac.
I know. Oh my God.
And speculating on his origins.
Oh my God.
You're already giving. You mean he's not just a normal person?
I know.
Nobody that cooks that good can be a normal person.
That's true.
Jeff Hannawalt isn't a normal person. Yeah. A friend of ours that has been staying at our house for the last 3 months.
He's an incredible cook, but he is not a chef for a living. So.
No, he cuts down trees.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he plants trees too.
Well, that may be.
I know he does.
He definitely gets stressed out when I'm back in the garage.
Oh my God.
Cutting them up and routing things and making sawdust. That's my job. Sawdust maker.
Yeah, sawdust maker and bookshelf maker extraordinaire. He is working. Yeah. He's been working on a custom bookshelf for family friends.
Yep.
So
just built a new fluting jig for those of you that want to know. Inquiring minds.
Oh my
what
God.
What the heck?
Oh my God. Nightbot is being wild. Y'all ignore Nightbot. We're just having fun. Okay. We have a Nightbot that goes on like a timer to keep things like in
moving?
The sphere of like,
when
we're talking about multi-level marketing, but we're just talking about pretend characters. So like out the door.
We can make it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good deal. So, no disparaging, derailing, diagnosing, or doxing.
Yeah. Well, I think we already did that. I think we already derailed and we doxed. So I think we We got to put ourselves in timeout.
Oh man,
I hate it when that happens.
I hate that.
Oh my god.
So I'm interested in whether or not anyone got to the end of the book and was surprised by choices, behavior, decisions, etc. One big picture that I had was the original the Mickey Mouse cartoon, where the Sorcerer's Apprentice, he's got all the brooms and the water buckets and stuff like that. I couldn't get that out of my head when I listened to and read the chapter with Butcher and the Scorpions and Harry actually and the Scorpions and stuff like that. It was like a conflict in my feeble brain. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
Well, I mean, I get the same thing. I think that was absolutely on purpose. And as Jim Butcher continues to write the books, he adds a lot of movie references into
which
his
is
books.
Weird because he really can't go to movies.
Harry drive-ins.
Yeah, no, like
drive-ins. But let's face it. I mean, nobody goes to that many drive-ins.
But it's not as weird because other characters reference it or certain situations are referenced to it. But Harry sometimes has no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But other times he's so tuned in, and it's one of the challenges that Butcher has because Harry's is so not allergic, but he's so anti-electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Device.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he has the pocketbook extra money to be able to pay for all the stuff he breaks. So
he barely can eat for crying out loud.
Yeah,
half the time he can't pay his rent.
Yeah.
That's what you get for being an idealist.
Yeah, he knows about Star Trek too. Oh, you cannot wait till. Oh, I think Elaine's already read the series. Okay, listen, if I could just ask the live chat of one thing, all 21 of y'all who are here who care about the book, please read the series because it's so good. Like, it gets so good. And the references and the tiebacks to within the story with the references to like pop culture is awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
Oh my God. Just curious, will this be... Nope. This will be live. This will be public. I tried to do it where members got like special extra like
Well, they
stuff.
got the stories. They got all the stories.
You got the stories about my dad.
We're not talking about any stories with desks burning and stuff like that. That's not happening today. Yeah.
Or I should have told the story about that science experiment we did, and then we ended up throwing it in the trash can and what happened.
Let's not do that.
We'll do that next month for members only. So yeah, so this one's gonna be for everyone because I didn't want to like just only give members stuff, but everyone got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in the end of the book, when Harry is fighting for his life, and he has defeated everything, and then Morgan comes out and is basically like
saves Harry.
But he just is watching the whole time when he could be like helping. You know what I'm saying?
That is a prototypical Morgan.
Oh,
that is Morgan
God.
to a T. I mean, he is a rule follower.
It's just wild that
until he's not.
Until he's not. Oh my God, we're gonna give some
until he's not. That's what all I'm saying.
I'm starting book 6 this week. Holy moly! And listen.
Book 6.
I know.
Oh, that's a good one.
We're gonna have to do an after dark thing where people don't mind spoilers, where we just get to like talk about everything, maybe with like whiskey or bourbon.
All I can say is that there are some super, super villains coming up. There really are.
You're not late. We've just been running our mouths for 14 minutes. And
we're just babbling.
We're just babbling.
DC told me that I was paid by the minute, so I'm just going to, or by the word, as the case might be. So we're going to make this thing last as long as possible.
Oh my God.
Some things we talked about last week, XCal, after you left, was the number of antagonists or anti-heroes that come up in the series and how awesome they all are, not just because of their spread.
What?
But because of
their we talked about it. We weren't giving spoilers.
Calm down. I didn't label
we had no
characters.
Parental help.
Yeah, no parental supervision.
We had
obviously.
no supervision. You left us unattended.
Yep, that's okay. And not like the parental supervision really helps at all.
Oh my god! Especially when you've done more like wild things than we've done.
Right. I wasn't the one that threw the guacamole. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, you married her, so.
That's right.
What exactly is an anti-hero? That's a question. Like antagonist?
It's the antagonist that walks the line between good and evil. In other words, they're obviously an antagonist to your main character, but they also represent pieces to the story that are that without them things would go off the rails. Mm-hmm. And so it's different from an antagonist, someone who's totally opposed to your hero. It's one of those folks that you kind of root for, even though you don't root for them. That's my best definition.
That's a good definition.
Yeah. I can't define. Never mind. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. Oh my God. using an actual anecdote would not be good here. But I feel like they're common in any kind of series, especially after the first book. Because the first book we have very drastic characters. You have Harry, who's a slave to hating himself, and then you have Victor Sells, who is consumed by dark magic, obviously the antagonist. But later on, we get some characters that they're there because they've walked a bad path, or they've made choices for a betterment that they want to see, and they had to do bad things to get there. It's really good.
Or the evil characters that you find out have a hidden agenda that may not be quite as evil as you think.
Yep.
But when you look at their behavior,
you would never figure that out
by yourself. Talk away at a problem you behave yourself into. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
And
Shelby said, would Bob be an anti-hero? I think Bob, no, I wouldn't call him an anti-hero. I think Bob has zero
Bob's
conscience.
A sex addict. You know what I'm saying? Like, with all the information. he kind of is. You know
Absolutely
what I mean? He has no sense of right or wrong. And he just wants what he wants. He always wants to get out of his skull. And what is he going to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if you were stuck in a skull for 400 years, you might have a lot of pent-up energy you need to get out too.
I guess so. But what if the person who owns the skull is about to die? Would you not want to help them?
Yeah, but and I'm sure over the last 400 years, a lot of other people he's been the owner to has probably died. And at this point, he's just accepting it.
Well, we know that. Yeah.
But no, the readers don't know it yet. You and I know that.
Oh my God. Another spoiler. Welcome to our live stream where you're gonna know what's gonna happen later on in the book, because Toot Toot and Excal can't help themselves.
Can't keep their mouths shut.
Oh my God.
At least I haven't doxed anybody yet.
Oh my God.
See, Mr. Ranger Lab knows too.
He's got Yep. I don't know. Like, what? I'm trying to think about stuff. Like, there are so many things that happened in book one. The getting transported with a mix-up with the potions, a mix-up with the transporter potion, and then the love potion, because
Classic.
Bob wouldn't tell Harry how to make the transporter potion, without getting no, you got to do both. So he made the love potion, and then it gets mixed up because they're about to get attacked.
Dude could have finished it, made it, and then dumped out the love potion, but that wouldn't
But it's Harry.
Provide hilarity, you know.
But he needed chapter 15 or whatever it was.
Oh my god.
Yep. The potion was
Awesome.
hilarious, right, bro? That mix-up was very, very funny.
Yeah. I could see it coming when they made it. I just wasn't sure how it would play out. And I think the way that it played out was hilarious because you also know that Harry is super chivalrous and he wouldn't take advantage of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's even more funny because they're trapped inside the ring and he has to stay in the ring because if he goes out of the ring, then it's a problem. And here Elaine is crawling all over him. That was just the scene in my mind was just I couldn't stop laughing when I was reading that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And Harry is kind of, you know, he's a little bit I mean, he's clumsy, not clumsy. I mean, physically he's clumsy, but although he gets, I can't say that.
Oh my god!
But he's not inept because he obviously is smart and capable, but he kind of stumbles through a lot of his adventures, and that's one of the lovable parts about him, is that he has this everyman perspective. In the midst of also somehow, with all of his background and all of his, the fact he's an orphan, he doesn't really have a parent. You know, his parents didn't raise him, and you know he was. I don't think I'm. Yeah, it's okay to talk about this. And he's had some very, very bad influences in his life. He's got a very clear perspective of right and wrong, and he sees himself as needing to treat magic as a very as something that needs to be protected, but also he needs to use it for good. He definitely has a vision of who he is, and that sometimes gets him in trouble. But the reality is that that does stay fairly true throughout the whole sequence of the books.
Yeah.
So, the anything in the last 7 chapters, right? 28. Yep. So the last 7 chapters. One of the things I really loved the battle with the scorpion. That was probably, it wasn't as funny as the battle with the scorpions, plural, but the battle with the scorpion in this building with Murphy, who was drugged and trying to arrest him at the same time, was pretty funny. Putting him in handcuffs, and she was definitely along for the ride, but not along for the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things that led to our conversation last week, right? About did Victor Sells or did Monica Sells deliberately give Harry a trap? And one of the lines that Harry says was, Victor must have found out where his scorpion talisman went. And that's when it got there. And then Harry goes to ready, fire, aim immediately in those situations.
Yep.
Like launching a elevator up a 12-story shaft in half as many seconds. And then not even planning, like, oh wait, we gotta go back down. The gravity's a thing.
Yep. It is being a wizard, and Dresden does Butcher does a good job of building the conflict in being a wizard, because it's very much a planful hero activity. It's not really one of those things. I mean, stop and think about you have all these powers, but you really have to be prepared, because if you find yourself in the middle of a conflict, you can't be sitting there thinking things up. There's another very, very bad video series of magic currently that I won't diss them on stream, but it's horrible. And the people that are supposedly doing the magic sit there and wave their arms and and mumble and act like they're, walking on on an escalator in the middle of the battle with these monsters around them. I'm like, and watching that thinking, dude, if that's what you think is going to happen in the middle of conflict, you are on drugs. Because, I mean, when things are flying, arrows are flying, bullets are flying, whatever the case might be, if you don't have a plan, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I love how so many of the books and series that led up to this are true fantasy series, right? They have stuff back when arrows and swords and battlescapes was the norm for making, magic and magicians. And then we put Harry in the middle of Chicago where revolvers, automatic weapons are in there. And it's like, yeah, like you could be a wizard all you want. When these naked people in Victor Sell's house start picking up weapons and firing at you, like you're just as mortal as the next dude. And you gotta have a plan for that.
And it's interesting that Harry seems to, well, I guess I can't say that, but he seems to have a little bit of luck when he's...
That dude has all the luck.
Oh no.
That dude has so much luck.
Survived book one. I mean, that's all the luck that anybody, that's a whole life's worth of luck at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, he punched Donald Morgan. So, I mean, I guess that, and nothing really happened after that. So,
well, I mean, he got punched back.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but I'm saying like Donald didn't like take his head off, and it's like, you know what? Do my damn. No, nobody would have questioned him.
Yeah.
True.
Nobody would have questioned Donald.
But Donald would have. That didn't fit Donald's code.
Yeah.
Right, but we don't learn as much about his code in this book as we do in other books. So, like, we just think he is some kind of awful, like, jerky of a person who has nothing better but to, misinterpret Harry Dresden. And you think like, oh my gosh, that's so lucky that he punched Donald and nothing escalated other than Donald punched him out and he,
Well, and in fairness, it's more than just Donald that is skeptical about Harry. I mean, the White Council, this group of wizards that kind of oversees wizards all over the world, definitely has Dresden with a target on his back.
Yeah.
Look at Butcher and thought, he could have Dresden. Kind of and yes and no, I would say. Dresden's really tall and Butcher's kind of a shrimp. They're both geeks, so he's definitely pulling from his background there. He loves LARPs and things like that. He's obviously into sword play and those kinds of things. So he does fit a lot of things into Harry that I think he would like to be. On the other hand, I think he builds Harry differently than he sees himself. That's my personal opinion. I don't necessarily think that he's
projecting.
He could be that person. It's much more than that. At least from my the things I've read and things I've seen, and the books as we go through them.
Yeah, and Christy said I didn't know Butcher's height. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of things that like he put in there because he connects with, like those things that my dad was saying. But I think also he wasn't so egotistical to say like, oh, I'm Harry Dresden. Like he made Harry Dresden different. You know what I mean? Like, than he is.
There's a lot of Butcher in Harry.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of Butcher in Harry.
Sure.
and I think and I think he really enjoys writing about Harry. I think it's fun for him. I think that's part of what keeps the books alive and vital and meaningful. Is that Butcher isn't tired of writing about Harry. He's got a story to tell, a very extensive, multi-volume story to tell, and he tells it a little bit at a time. He's careful about doling out what information people can know and what information that they're going to find out later and go, oh my God, my brain just exploded.
No, yeah, that happened to my brain so many times. It started happening in book 4 and it happens again.
And
like
again,
later on in the series, you're like, oh my God, I gotta go read book 1 again. I have to go, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, yeah. And Elaine said it's not Harry's fault that the White Council is against him. They're old losers who don't understand what really happened to Harry. But I think they've also, because wizards live such a long time, that they have come up against dark wizards time and time and time and time again. So they have no room for like, oh, it's just another 15-year-old who's barely lived. Like they I don't think they only fear dark wizards and they don't like have time to make exceptions for someone. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, black magic is bad. You've done black magic, off with your head. You know,
but it's also like we're only seeing a little bit into the White Council right now. Like they've just been talked about, and the only representative we see from them is, the Warden Morgan. So many more in this books in the series, you'll start finding out. Like you're getting Harry's perspective right now, which is a very jaded, woe is me, I only did this one thing, and like I'm being held, up as a suspect immediately. And then when you start getting other perspective, you start realizing why they are where they are. Mm-hmm. And you hear that conversation with some of the elders in the council, and then you start recognizing why it is the way it is, that they are so suspicious because of the fact that look at where Victor Sells is right now. Right, he's doing it for money, he's doing it for power, but he's also he's like the black magic he's been using has been corrupting him.
Sure.
And that what it came down to last time we were talking about him starting to look at his own kids in a evil way.
Yeah.
We don't know in what way, potentially human sacrifice or what could be happening, but like to look at your kids that way, like you've definitely been corrupted by it. And so it happens so fast. And there's when we start getting into the book that really goes on about warlocks, you then start to see why everyone was so scared of that about Harry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. And they get into necromancers, and as they go forward, some of the things that get done there, and you realize how significant it is to allow that group of people that practice magic. I don't call them wizards, but they're a kind of wizard. Basically, it's shoot first and ask questions later, because the consequences are so heinous and so significant that they almost can't wait. Mm-hmm. And they don't have time or the oversight necessary to be able to give them sentences that allow them to evaluate and see whether or not this person really is evil or only went down a bad road and then made better decisions as they grew older.
Yeah, and you can see how like jaded people can get over their lives. I mean, just look at Excal. He doesn't, he's pretty inflexible now.
Yeah, he does resemble that remark.
But like, imagine like instead of at the end of someone's life, and they're just like, no, this is the way it is, the way I've been doing it. This is how I'm a product of my environment. Like, cool. Now add on an additional, 320 years to that. And like, how would someone be? So not to you. I was saying to old people.
In the book series are, some of them are in excess of 600 years old. So is he saying 320 onto 6? Wait,
I was saying 400. I was saying 4 centuries would be like, in general. I was talking about an 80-year-old
pal, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you get pretty inflexible in your 50s, 60s.
I'm teaching your kids to shoot spitballs in your van. That's all there is to it. Oh, we have a great idea. I got a great idea from Jeff, by the way, for the trip to wherever we're moving to. Mm-hmm. to actually have walkie-talkies in the cars instead of having to call on the phone. It'd just be easier to just doot. And so he's got a couple that might be good.
That's great. I may maybe you guys, like, you're driving my car and my wife is driving the kids,
Right.
Because I'm going to be trailering a motorcycle on a 26-foot truck, so I'm going to be going like 65 the whole time.
Good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Now let's not admit to breaking any laws or rules on the stream, okay?
I will be following all the rules. I always follow the rules. You know this.
Always. Yeah. Sure.
Never.
Sure.
Ever.
You've never broken any rules.
No, never.
Sorry for the eye rolls. I hope they don't get stuck.
It's called being in the gray,
Oh my god.
So overall perspective, I feel like Harry is special to us, but the White Council is just another wizard.
Yep.
Not just another wizard. He's another black wizard, a potential black wizard.
Yeah.
He killed his
mentor.
Who
was strong.
Yes, he was actually a warden.
So think about it. Was he 15? How old was he when he?
I think he was 16, but
15.
I mean that age,
16 with limited training, killed,
burned to death. Actually,
so it's like I'm guessing to the White Council, they're like, holy shit, this kid is participating in black magic, broke one of the laws by doing that, and they were. I mean, if his mentor hadn't stepped in and helped him, did they talk?
No. That's spoiler.
Sorry. Spoiler alert. Wait for book 2.
Now, is it Ghost Story we find out the actual story of?
Yes.
Okay.
So
all the way to
Ghost Story. It's going to be a while.
Yep. It'll be a while. And it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
So what is what I'd love to hear, both pros and cons about how the book ended and whether, what people, what stood out the most in people's minds about the book.
I'm going to go get coffee. I'll be right back.
There you go. A good decision.
So something that I guess we'll go first. Can we? Why is this not? There's no space around us. So when Mark. Oh God. When Tutu comes back. When Tutu comes back. I'm sorry.
Not like anybody hasn't heard it like 5 times already.
I know. Well, they didn't know it was on members only stream.
Yeah, but we don't have that many people listening right now, do we?
And we don't. It's only 25. Not a lot of people read the book. I mean, the regular crowd read the book. But our other members only streams get about 400 views on them. Well, in private.
Why not? I'm on it here. Why wouldn't they want to watch?
Oh my God. We don't have enough room in this office for you and your ego, buddy.
But it's my house, so whatever.
It is your house. I did take over XCal's office. So I've got my dining room table in here, 2 monitors, my lights, microphone, soundboard,
screen, chairs, pad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Green screen.
Yep.
Yeah. So, hello, Pookie Plans. We're currently trying to read Dune. No, you're good. You're feel free to hang out. It's just
absolutely, Lindsay. We'll tell you all about the book anyways.
Yeah.
Even if it's not time to tell you.
Oh my God. I like how relatable Harry is. I like that, I think the part where I realized I was gonna like Harry as a character was at the very early on in the book when he's riding in the limo with Marconi.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know, like, he's trying to pay his bills. He's behind on his bills. He hasn't eaten. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden Marconi offers him the monetary solution. He could be reading books. He could be eating. He could pay his rent. He could do all the things that were pressing him that about. And then he's basically like, oh, you want me to do something, or you are trying to buy me off? Stick it where the sun doesn't shine, sir. And he does this to a criminal overlord.
It's also a very significant foundational piece in the book, that chapter, because it helps us to get a picture of Harry, who he is early on. One of the things that authors and writers for movies do is they want the sooner you can connect with the main character and who he is and how he makes decisions, the better, because then the rest, what comes after, is there's a support for that. There are guardrails. It allows you to connect with, oh, this is the kind of person that is. So that little conversation with Marconi was, I think, super critical, at least in my opinion, because it helped us flesh out who Harry is.
Yeah. Christy said it's Dresden's backstory shrouded in mystery that got me caught up in the series, and him being kind of fumbly bumbly everyday human is relatable.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Stuff happens, and Harry's right in the middle of it all the time. Yep.
Yeah.
I do. One thing I can't relate to is that he's hungry. I mean, he never eats. And then in the when he's making the potion, he puts in a $50 bill. I'm thinking to myself, Harry, you're such an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's okay.
That his conversations with Bob throughout the series, and I can't are my favorite.
I love Bob. I really do. He makes a comment in another book about wanting to see the inside of a cape that this girl is wearing. It's just classic. It's just classic because the girl happens to be naked underneath the cape, and Bob is trying to trick her into showing him.
Oh my god!
And they're in the midst of this terror, and Bob is being Bob.
Yeah, Bob literally. The world could be ending, and he's like, "Oh," he hyper focuses on that. Yep.
That literally happens.
Yeah.
And Bob's character changes depending on who owns him.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Which is interesting. So that maybe is a part of Harry too, which is like stuck in a 16-year-old mindset.
Well, I will say, regardless of who owns Bob, he is always a horny little devil.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And then Toot Toot, Toot Toot is a cute character and I think there's one line where he's like, "Haven't you ever had pizza, Harry?" Just warms your heart. And then the amount, I don't know, the fact that it wasn't just a one-off character, that Toot Toot shows up in other books.
Oh, he does.
Is great.
And the whole pizza thing is such a great Harry basically is manipulating this entire class of the Sidhe. So these little pixies that Toot is a part of, you eventually gets a whole army of them. And I'm thinking to myself, Harry doesn't make enough money to buy that much pizza.
That's where all his money goes. That's why he's always hungry.
He's always buying pizza for these guys because he's got this. They're like the little yellow minions in the movie. So these people just, as long as he keeps feeding them pizza, they love him and they'll do whatever he asks them to do.
That's so true.
As long as it's something that involves 10 seconds of thinking. Yeah. Because if it goes over that, then
any kind of critical thinking,
complex. Yeah. No two things at once. No.
Yeah. It's like talking to my kids, trying to get them to do stuff.
That's exactly right. And there's peace involved with that too, isn't there?
Dude, there is. I'm sitting there holding my daughter. She's crying. I'm trying to make a bottle while holding her this morning, and there's eggs, cereal, bacon, everything's out on the counter. And I tell my son, hey, can you clean up that while I'm... And he walks up and he looks at the stuff on the counter. He looks at me with holding a screaming girl, trying to hold her one hand, pouring, water to mix her a bottle. He looks at me, he's like, I didn't make that mess.
Oh my God.
And then all I can think about is like trying to like talk to the pixies, and that's what happened. Needless to say, I was like, that's fine. I'll clean up. You handle your sister. And I handed her to him, and he was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, man, you had the easy way out. But no.
And I know exactly which one of your boys that was.
Wait, was it the older one or the younger one?
Which one?
I honestly don't know.
Okay, we'll take a vote. Which one do you think, DC?
There's only
the
one.
older one. I'm not gonna say the names. I'm trying.
It was my oldest.
Yeah, of course it was the older one.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they both have their own
and
streaks.
And Tutu would not give Elaine to the younger one. Not like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ultimate sass. So yes, Toot Toot is addicted to pizza. All of the little
like a heroin addiction. That's what it's like.
But you don't even see that in this book, right? Because she originally gives fresh made bread with honey and milk, and it's all like freshly made, stuff, not store bought. And he does this, and then he talks to Tutu. Tutu's like, yeah, pizza, like the pizza, like you didn't share. And he realizes it at this time that now, okay, they love pizza. And then we start seeing, now when he calls on the Dewdrop Fairy, Toot Toot, now he's going to do something much easier than making homemade bread with freshly acquired honey. And he's going to get him a pizza.
I love your pizza, your local pizza guy.
They eat the pizza. It's so classic.
Yes. And just that conversation of like, haven't you ever had pizza before, Harry? And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, of course I've had pizza. And he's like, and you didn't share?
Milk, bread, honey, very fresh, but Toot Toot wants processed commercial made pizza. I mean,
don't we all?
Have you never had pizza, Elaine?
Don't we all? I mean, I'm gonna tell you one thing. In today's economy, trying to feed a family and like cook and like all this stuff, and I realized I can get 2 medium pizzas for $12. Bro.
He's thinking about this right now.
I was like, that happened last night. It was like we could make dinner, buy stuff, make a meal, or we could get 2 pizzas for $12. Today's economy, that's a killer. and I have leftovers for lunch. Next question.
Yeah. As long as I'm not there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sam's Club 16-inch pizza for $9.
If Sam's Club wasn't 35 minutes away from me, absolutely, Christy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the Sam's and Costco pizzas are.
Costco pizza is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
you do that shopping and you can get a slice of pizza for.
And to be honest, pizza. People talk about pizza, which pizzas are the best, and like they act like they're these pizza connoisseurs. But you put pizza in front of someone, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter good or bad.
It's hard to mess up pizza.
And people are going to eat it.
I mean, if it's well, I mean, I would
say put anchovies and pineapples on it.
Oh God.
Ugh. I don't think we get that into that conversation at all with Tutu. I don't think Tutu cares what kind of pizza he eats, and I think we can't say that. Dang it. We're just gonna have to do a Dresden After Dark stream where like spoilers are going to be there. You know what I mean? Like
it's on.
No. We can't do that because then we're not gonna have anything to talk about in the next books and the next.
There's too many spoilers. There's just too many spoilers. I mean, we could start talking about spoilers on something like that, and literally do the whole thing, and still have lots and lots of information not shared.
Yeah,
I know, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm always down.
Yeah, I agree.
I still need to we got to fix our background and everything, and because I just threw this together, but the lightning was for book 1, and so we're gonna have to do another backdrop for book 2. But we're gonna book 2.
What about the backdrop for book 4?
Maybe
Summer
illustrator sister can paint us something.
Kind of a the Earth is ending, meteor crashing to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that. Stop. Shut him
Dresden
down.
After Dark is happening. Spoilers are probably going to keep happening in this stream. I don't know. The people who've read the books got excited and then have kept reading the books. So September we're doing book 2 and book 3. So we're doing a members only stream for the first half, and then public stream like for each book, if that makes sense. So 2 streams per book next month.
Instead of 4 per book.
Yeah, because everyone's reading.
So the next one is on September.
Are you going to be here for that?
I'm going to be.
I'm probably going to be in a car. Yeah.
No. We're going to be. We're going to be there.
I'll be holding my phone driving.
Oh dear God! You can call in.
Here's my question, XCal. What day are you going back?
Whenever my wife books me the ticket.
Because she hasn't booked him a return ticket yet.
Yeah. That's fine. If you're still with me, then we can stream.
Told me if my attitude doesn't improve, that I'm going to have to stay there and.
So you can stream with in
whatever state we're going to.
Can't you stream with him?
If we're together and we're in one place, yes, we can.
Okay.
I won't have these wonderful, nice white headphones though.
I know. Is your soul itching because they're Apple headphones?
I'm really good either way. Yeah.
I'm so
I go
sure.
both ways.
You know how many times Android user has commented on how awful Apple products are?
Only because it gets under the skin of people that pay homage to.
I don't pay homage to Apple.
The Apple God in the West.
Oh dear Lord!
I'm not gonna say who, but I have definitely made people cry because of my comments about Apple products.
You haven't made me cry, have you? I used Windows and Android for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a long time ago.
Yeah, I will say this. Toot Toot has made me cry multiple times.
A lot.
But I am a crier.
Usually a goal is to upset someone to the point of tears in any kind of family reunion.
Oh dear God! Here's the thing. I don't think we ever made it through a game night as a family without one person crying growing up. And it was either me or the other brother.
He would just get mad and stomp away.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to be honest. I'm a.
But then
we're all
I can make my kids cry helping them with their homework.
That is true. Here's the worst thing that XCal would say after he's done explaining it to us, and we're like, "Oh my God, we get it." He's like, "Okay, now teach it back to me, because if you can't teach it back to me, then you didn't get it." And then it's like you try to start
it's the worst
teaching
thing
him
ever.
back.
Oh my God.
And
tears
then
would just
tears
roll
start
down
coming down, because then you're like, you get, yeah. I mean, it was very nice that you did that. And also there were lots of tears. It's a both and.
Yeah, anything worth.
Congratulations, dear sister. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I got my first iPhone the other day. My dad was not happy, even though my family is split between Android and Apple. Same.
It's so fun.
Android, Toot is Android as well. I was Android for like 4 or 5 years, and then I went back to Apple. So
I will say this: Apple does an exceptional job at trying to create, the environment, right? If everything connects and everything.
They want to create the black box experience.
Yeah,
it goes in, they do all the thinking, and it comes out magically.
Yeah, I have talked to many people in IT and in the business world, and talking about people coming out into into work nowadays as 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds, like they've lived off of Apple products. They grew up on Apple. Their first iPhone or tablet or whatever was an iPad, and so trying to get them to, as 18-year-olds or 21-year-olds, use a Windows computer.
Yeah,
They said
Malcolm.
it's horrible. Like,
Yeah.
people can't even, they have no idea how to even function on a computer when they get a job. And they have to be taught like from the ground up by IT.
That's because the difference being in a Windows, you uninstall and install. You have so much control that you can do, and you can really F things up if you mess something up, which you could uninstall a driver and then your, computer isn't working correctly because you have access to it. And Apple's like, know what? No, you don't get access to any of this. And
we're smarter than you, and we'll do it for you.
Yeah. So.
And all you have to do is pay us, $499 for a set of wheels for your iMac.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
All this Apple hate here on the chat.
No, there's tons of Android users in the chat. There's tons of Android users in the chat.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like my wife uses Apple. I use Android. And just, I feel dumb picking up her phone trying to get to do something, like to scroll for something, or it feels so not intuitive for me as an Android user. I'm like, where's the back? How do I go back?
Here's a good question. Live chat, drop what your first phone was in the chat. Mine was a Nokia flip phone. And we all shared data in a limited amount of text messages. That's how, we got it when we started driving.
Stone tablet.
Yeah, I was going to say rock, but whatever. It's so funny because when I grew up, nobody had phones per se that they carried around. There was these rotary phones in your house that had a wire, and if you wanted to go make a phone call somewhere, you walked up to a payphone and stuck money into it until your pockets were empty. And so the whole idea of my phone, it's like, that's my phone, or whatever.
Oh my God.
So that's another thing that's important with the Harry Dresden universe occurring in 99, 2000, is that there's still that transition between phones coming up, and as the stories continue to get written, phones are still a thing, but Harry can get away with it right now because there's payphones everywhere.
2023, you're screwed.
2023, he's gotta have some better solutions because he can't phone call anybody. And it's funny, him like try to get in contact with somebody, and he just can't. And now he's screwed.
Yeah.
God, Nokia
uses a flip phone. You and Joe Biden, I guess.
Oh my God! Don't burn my channel down. Oh my God!
They want me to burn it down. Isn't that not right?
No, they don't. Not
this is public chat.
It's not a private live stream. Holy shit! Oh my God!
It was just the burners, just the burner phones.
Oh God! I do not necessarily share or accept the two opinions from Toot Toot or XCal. Okay.
Oh, I did forget to give my disclaimer at the beginning of this live chat.
Oh, give it now. Give it now, so we're covered.
For the next 5 days, I'm still part of an organization, and my opinion does not reflect that organization or future
exactly right.
anywhere else.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Look, burn it down!
Oh God! Lord have mercy! They're all laughing. They're like, "Oh yeah, go XCal, go! No fire extinguishers needed. Just light a match and burn it down."
It would be different if I were being compensated for this, but this is all free, so I get to do whatever I want to do.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. You haven't got any super chats today, so
yeah, double my compensation. Oh wait, that's still zero.
Oh God. Oh my god. It's a safe space for XCal too. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. There's really a lot of safe spaces for me. I walk around in my own little bubble and don't really care who I interact with. So.
Oh jeez.
And we just have to, that's what happens when you have dementia.
Look, little bombs. Just yeah, look at all the fire emojis coming for you. Dear Lord.
Yeah. See, Ann says treasure me. I'm a treasure.
You're something.
Yeah.
I do love that I still have my dad, and I'm sorry that you've lost your dad.
Yes,
Ann.
we are, Ann.
We're glad you're here. And XCal's adopting people. I think he has 50 plus children at this point. So
the cost is not super high. So yes, I absolutely will.
Yeah, you just leave him a nice comment in the chat, and he's all for it. Either a nice comment or a recommendation or encouragement to burn down my channel. Oh, did you?
I'm disconnected. Hold on.
Old people, man.
I'm back.
Testing. I'm here. Okay.
That's what happens when you have old people around. They do all kinds of stupid stuff like that.
I think
that's exactly what I said.
A boomer. Technically, I am a boomer.
Exactly what it is.
1956. That's a boomer. Baby boomer.
Yeah, but I think you're like a technically like advanced boomer. I wouldn't say that.
Advanced dementia, maybe.
Oh my God! Don't make jokes like that. Oh my God! Yes, you can adopt. You can adopt Danielle too.
Danielle, be careful what you ask for.
Oh my God! Add us to the XCal roster. You're gonna be like, remember that story about that fertility doctor who instead of was using making he has 100 kids.
Oh, yes.
But like that, but not, you have that many kids now.
There you go. There you go.
My dad was 1954, pain in the butt too, and we missed him. Oh,
that's a pain in the butt you wish you had.
Early. I feel like I still have 20 or 30 years to embarrass people that love me.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. And Christy said, I'm already adopted. I'll sip whiskey while XCal burns down DC's channel. I mean, we just need flames in the background at this point.
We just need whiskey is what we need. We don't need flames.
So when are we doing this Dresden after?
You're the one with the channel. You tell us.
Yeah. I'm tired of making all the decisions around here.
For the love of God.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Sam. Sam said her birth father is an alcoholic, so she doesn't see him.
Dang. That sucks.
Fireball. I don't think I could handle Fireball. I don't. My dad was born in 1940 and kept his humor and love of video games till the day he passed. Oh. Dresden After Dark. Yeah, so I mean, anytime. I mean, Toot Toot's packing up his house and moving, and XCal's going
lizards
to help.
And all.
Got a lizard, two dogs.
Maybe the lizard can ride with me.
Do y'all have a lizard now?
We've had a lizard for 3 years now.
Years? You've seen a lizard?
No, I have not.
Little chameleon-y lizard in the
I have not
box?
seen it. I have not seen it.
It's an eyelash gecko.
Oh, does it shed its skin and stuff?
Eventually.
Do you send those to our sister?
The shedding bits? No, I haven't.
I thought sometimes
just trying to keep
a whole intact skin thing. Sometimes a whole.
No, not like
it's not like an exoskeleton. It just sheds bits of it.
Okay.
It's like a snake where it tries to crawl out of its skin.
Oh my God. I feel like DC is a mix of two memes. Ralph Wiggum, Am I in Danger? And Room on Fire. That's okay. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh, here we go. We rang
all the lizard
bell.
fans are coming out of the woodwork.
It doesn't shed a skin like that.
Or
Thank
from
you.
Under the rocks.
Thank you for highlighting my lack of knowledge about lizards. I'm being sarcastic because this is my sister. So, we had a veiled chameleon and we have a bearded dragon now. That's awesome.
She's not talking about me, is she?
No, she's not talking about. She's not talking about you.
Right.
You're good. I was just kidding, Sarah.
Sarah, you don't have to apologize to DC.
Oh, I love that. It's like, don't be nice to DC. We're just poking at her this whole live stream.
Hey, your channel is still here. It's not burned down, so I feel like that's a plus.
Yeah, if you're watching this on the replay, drop a fire emoji in the comments below. If you make it to this point. Oh my God. My dad was an avid Motorola rider at 74 years old. He got on a motorcycle.
That's motorcycle rider. That was a motorcycle rider. I'm sure he didn't ride his cell phone.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry to hear that, Patricia. Yeah, my experiences with motorcycles was short and sweet. It was probably 11 or 12. We were in Missouri, and and my cousins had these little tiny. They were like lawnmower engines on the motorcycles, and so. So I get on there. They're trying to, teach me how to do it, and pull the handle back, turn it open, and we were trying to start it with the pull chain, and it wasn't starting, and I'm just, maybe the handle's not pulled back far enough, and so it finally starts, and it was the throttle was wide open, right into the fence. I had scars on my shoulder for about 30 years from that. It was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. I've never ever heard that story.
Nope. It was something that needed to be hidden.
What about
kind of
the
like
time?
Kind of like the
it's BC
apartment.
What?
It was 1970 something BC, before children.
It was definitely BC.
So any of the BC stories don't get told until apparently we're sitting here old enough to have our own kids.
That's right. Until you know what to be afraid of.
So here's an interesting thing. Toot Toot has 3 kids, and youngest is a girl. X-Cal, when he remember that time that you duct tape pillows around your sister and you put her in front of the hockey net?
That's not exactly accurate.
Okay, tell us the accurate story, X-Cal. Tell us the story.
So I grew up in Boston, and my brother and I were big hockey fans, and we had an old 3-story home in Boston. Was built in 1899, and the top floor was actually an apartment that the stairs went up inside the house, but it was an apartment we rented out at some point in time. But eventually we decided we didn't want renters up there. My parents did. And so we put our street hockey net up in the kitchen upstairs. And, we have these little hard plastic orange balls that we use because we couldn't use actual hockey pucks in the house for fear of breaking the windows. Not that those orange balls wouldn't have broken windows; they would have. And so after we got the racetrack out of the kitchen and put the hockey net in, because we had a little racetrack up there, my little sister, who is the older of the 2 sisters that I have, the other sister wasn't born yet, and she was probably 7 or 8, and so she always wanted to participate with us. Now, just so you know, my sister can cry on demand. So we were constantly getting in trouble for things that we may have done or not, depending on how she felt about it. And so we said, okay, you can come upstairs and play with us, but you have to be the goalie. And so what we did is we had these big pieces of foam rubber.
Oh my God.
And so we duct taped this foam rubber to her whole body. So and we had a little mask for her. So she wasn't going to get hurt that much. And we were probably, I don't know, the kitchen wasn't very big. It was probably about 12 or 14 feet long, and so we would take slap shots at her in the net. from about 10 feet away. So she starts crying upstairs, saying that she heard us and she's going to tell Dad. We said, okay, you can go tell him, but you can't play hockey anymore if you tell him.
Oh my God.
So she stopped crying. We would use her for target practice.
God.
I love my sister. She's wonderful, and she has cancer right now and is struggling with that. And we, my heart goes out to her. But those memories are just hilarious. We were talking about some other memories of when we were little as well. She has a big mouth and she talks incessantly at the most inappropriate times. I can't tell the other story that what we told the other day. It's not for mixed company. But
oh God.
in any event, needless to say, my sister has stories that you'd be crying. They're so funny. But yes, she never did tell us about the hockey thing because we told her we
never
play hockey with her. It's tough, Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, Sarah comes by it honestly. Let me tell you what happened.
Yes, my sister is alive right now.
Yeah, she this is our sister, and she used to she has the best imagination, and she also is an incredible salesperson because she talked us into so many things growing up that I don't know how they happen. And so at Christmas time, because there's 5 kids, she's the oldest.
She was doing a production. That's fine, and she needed cast members.
She needed reindeer, and she was gonna be, and she said everyone's gonna get a turn to be Santa. Did everyone get a turn to be Santa?
Probably
no,
not.
We did not. So we had this red garland of beads that she made harnesses for all of us, and she connected all of us like we were sled dogs. Oh, I'm sorry, reindeer on a sleigh, and she would have us run around the living room saying that, oh yeah, y'all are gonna get a turn to not be the reindeer. No one ever got a turn to be Santa, except and I say, like, that's why Sarah's the best salesperson out of all of us. Everyone got a turn. When?
Everyone got a turn to pull the sleigh.
Yeah, she's over there she's like, prove it. Where's your proof?
Yeah. I'm sure that Sarah was pulling the sleigh as a reindeer at some point. Sure, she was.
Yeah.
Sarah is the sister. Sarah in the chat is the sister. Yes.
She's the one who's the artist.
She is the planner.
Also, she thought it was fun and exciting for us to get separated from our mom in the grocery store. You know how many times we got paged on the grocery store system? So and so, please come to the front. Your mother is waiting for you.
Oh, God.
And I would be sticking close to Sarah, and all of a sudden, Mom would not be in sight. And I was terrified. I didn't even think of that, like, oh my God, of course your parents are not going to leave you at the grocery store. I was like, true fear. And she thought it was fun. Look, it was fun. Oh my God.
Oh, that's great.
Of course it was.
Oh God.
And you're fine. You're healthy. You're good.
I don't know if I'm healthy, but okay. I'm as good as I can be, I guess.
It's a low bar. It's okay.
You haven't been a child if you weren't paged over the loudspeaker at a grocery store. True story. True story. Oh my God.
Nope. Nope. Never happened. Never happened.
I'm glad I don't have a whole lot of these stories.
At least none that you're sharing.
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's statute of limitations in a lot of these countries I've been to. So
Toot was very exciting in his high school years. I will just tell y'all that.
Define exciting.
Yeah.
I think he was the only person to sneak out of the house growing up. Is that true or false?
I don't. I think you have a younger sister that did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if anybody, it was definitely the younger sister as well. But I was definitely the first.
He was the first,
and I wasn't good at it. Like I got caught multiple times.
Very inept.
How did y'all hurt him? Y'all hurt him or what?
It's also like they can come and check on me, and they're like, "He's not here." Okay, lock all the doors. He's gonna have to ring the doorbell to get in.
Oh my god!
And he has a mother, and his mother knew everything.
Oh my god! Toot has some grocery store stories that are probably inappropriate for the internet. Oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah, I would say so. Especially today in this politically correct world, we would burn down this channel if we talked.
Oh my god! Please don't. Please don't.
I do have a story about how my life is worth a 6-pack of Coronitas, little Corona beers. That's the cost of my life. That's how much my life is worth.
What?
Uh-huh. So we need to hear that.
So that's what I found out. I was doing working in another country with
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. With some guys who are really, really good with ropes and like climbing and all that stuff. And you guys know what Aussie rappelling is?
No.
So Aussie rappelling, you can look it up online, but it's basically instead of like going from the top down backwards and lowering yourself down with excess rope, you go face first.
Oh, I've seen that on Amazing Race.
Yeah, and you run down the wall, right? And you have your own brake system, right? Yep, falling forward. So I'm up there. Now let's preface this. We're up there. We're doing this training, and a lot of the guys are very, very good at this. They're not very scared of it. And we had a guy who was not in the same caliber as experienced climbers, right, or experienced rope people. And he had joined us, and he was very, very scared, freaked out, afraid of heights. And he got up to the top of the tower, and he almost passed out. So he had to sit down and wait there. But we were like, hey, you're going down. You're going down. So you're not going to get up here and like crawl down the stairs. There's a ladder.
Oh my god.
So you're gonna go down. And I was like, and I get up there and I'm like, hey man, it's all good. Don't worry. This is super safe. Just watch us all do it and then you'll be fine. So he's sitting up there almost passed out watching. And so one of the guys hooks me in. And so they hook you in from behind on your harness. They give you your brake. And what you're supposed to do is literally plank out, right? And you just lean over the edge until you're completely horizontal with the ground, right? And then you start letting your brake out to run down this wall. Well, I start leaning out. I get to like 45 degrees and I hear click, snap. No. And you'd think it would be a bad prank. But actually, my carabiner on the back was not locked and screwed in, and the guy who hooked me in didn't hook me in right, and so I leaned out and was not connected to the system at all.
Oh my god!
So,
oops.
Now, this is also at this point we've been doing this all morning, and we have a crowd of about 300 people watching us do this, and I start falling, only holding on to this thin rope. And I fall forward, trying to stop myself with my hands, which is almost impossible on those ropes, just by trying to just tighten my hands, hurting through my gloves. I fall forward, I get yanked, and I fall into the wall, and the rope makes itself around my neck.
Oh my god!
I recognize, like, in, my adrenaline's going, and I'm like, I'm going to hang myself in another country in front of 300 people. Like, this is how I'm going to die. This is not like, and so I'm holding myself with the rope around my neck, pushing up against the wall. I've actually stopped my momentum. I work my neck out from the rope, and then I slide down the rest of the way. In that, when you pull your brake over your shoulder to stop, that's what I was trying to do initially to stop myself, and it wasn't hooked in, so it didn't really matter. It cut a giant gouge, of rope burn into my shoulder. And so when I got on the ground, everyone was like, "Are you okay? Is it all good?" I was fine. And the guys from the country were like, "Oh, so sorry. Like, we don't know what happened." And you don't want to punch a dude in front of 300 other people and knock him out. But I told him, I was like, "Hey man, buy me some beer and we'll make it even." And to his credit, the discrepancy between, if something happened here like that, and you're like, "Just buy me some beer," someone would come back with some very nice beer, a lot of it, or a nice bottle of something, right? Well, Corona's expensive down there, and they don't make a lot of money. So, like, when I got a 6-pack of the little, 8-ounce Coronitas, and they're like, "We're so sorry. Here you go." And I was like, I recognize, like, this is absolutely a lot to him. So I appreciate this. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I did not die. But out of all the places I could have died, I was like, I am not going to die hanging myself in this country.
Oh my God.
No.
I had not heard that story before.
I haven't heard it either.
I'll send you guys some photos of the rope burn after.
God.
Yeah, text us some photos. Holy moly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to be more open to telling stories on Dresden After Dark, which, spoiler alerts, so probably can't, if you don't want to get spoiler alerts, you probably don't want to join Dresden After Dark when we schedule this. We'll have to figure out a time to do it.
There you go.
Yeah. Maybe only one Dresden After Dark a month so that we limit ourselves on spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it possible?
Well, how about this? We could do Dresden After Dark for everybody who has read through the series or who wants to listen to us talk about it, and we could discuss different characters. We could start out like just, hey, we're going to talk about this guy.
Yeah,
and we'll just riff on everything else. In the
description, we could just say spoiler alerts, like, or we can even have it running on the bottom with our banner. You could say, like, warning, spoiler alerts, warning.
Absolutely. I'd like
and
to
then scroll across. So then we can do this. Warning, spoiler alerts for Harry Dresden series, and we can just have that rolling on the bottom. So
there you go.
Yeah, that'll work. So I don't know. So in the whole entire series of Harry Dresden, where does book one?
We don't know. We don't know because we don't have a whole entire series yet.
Oh my God.
We only have 18 books.
Okay, two. Where does book one fall for you in the ranking of, like,
first?
Oh my God. Cal, stop!
Well,
I mean, technically there's something else before this, but
it's a short story though.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
In what ranking? How are we ranking this?
Oh, it's okay.
How good it was written?
I'm upset. It's okay. Do whatever you want to. Look, there. Look at Christy. Burn it down. There we go. God.
Everyone yeah, I would say this book is. I don't even know if I'd probably say this is my least favorite book, just because of how simple it is, and some of the writing styles that Jim Butcher uses. Because obviously he gets better as a writer as he goes on.
Sure.
But like that's all relative, right? It's the worst of the entire series. However, the entire series is still really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So I can't say it's a bad book. It's not. It's a great book.
I would agree with you. I put it well, of the 18 books I've read in the series, I think it's series 18. This would be my least favorite.
Mhm.
But that doesn't mean I don't like it. It just
Right.
my
It just they get
if
so
I'm
good.
ranking it, it's probably my least favorite.
Yeah, I think the line that just that one line with Toot when he's asking Harry, like, haven't you ever tried pizza and you didn't share, is so like, it's so good, and it sets up like so many things going forward with the rest of the books.
Yeah.
And the good part about, like we say, this is the worst book in regards to the rest of the books. So if you're reading this and staying with the rate of the book club, recognize that. Like, if you like this book, or if you didn't, I don't care. You continue to read it and go on and read the rest of them, because this is as poor as it gets. It only gets better.
Yeah.
It only gets better. My goal is, if for anybody who hasn't read it, read through the four books before you start to make a opinion on it.
Right. That's what I try to tell people too, and it's like 4 books in, it gets the 4th book is like a light switch kind of moment, like, oh my god, it.
Well, and they build on each other, so
yeah.
You're into the 4th one, and book 2 is better than book 1. I think significantly. Book 3 is better.
Yeah.
And we get to meet some other neat characters, and then book 4 ends up really expanding the depth of the narrative. You realize that there's a lot of undercurrent going on that you just didn't realize. And typical series, it's typically not done this way, where you have someone script out 24 books and all of these intricate plots and themes and so forth, and then is only giving you sneak peeks at this or that one as you go through. Good question, Ranger Lab. One of the things, it's not so much that I think Butcher improves on it. I think Butcher he becomes a better writer.
Yes.
And so the dialogue gets better, the interactions get better, the characters get more fleshed out. The things that he pulls you into and creates the scenes are better developed. But again, I would say least favorite as opposed to the worst.
Yeah, and we're not in the camp of the George Lucas, I'm going to go back and make edits to my work because I don't like them anymore, and I'm going to erase the history of how they originally came out. We're not in that camp about like they should be rewritten and redone.
I'm only in the camp of, if James Marsters wanted to reread book 1, I would be on board for
I would
that.
That would be a good point.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the only thing I would say. Like, and the one thing that is interesting is we see how Murphy dislikes Harry. Like, she likes him, but she is irritated with him a lot in book 1.
It's kind of irritating.
Yeah, but I think that gives you a good idea at like how unlikable he comes across to some people, even though we can see like what he's thinking or like what he's trying to do, and like how the Morgan and other people could like have such an abrasive or such a like strong reaction to him, even though we're like, no, he has good intentions. Like he's just awkward and clumsy and like, but no one sees that. They're just irritated. And then I don't know.
Well, it's also like if any of you guys get irritated at Harry and like Harry during the Harry and Murphy dichotomy there, or get angry at Murphy because he's like, well, just she shouldn't be as harsh, or she should be more understanding. Every time I reread it, I get aggravated and flustered when listening to Murphy, but then I also get aggravated and flustered when talking to about with Harry. The key point is, though, it sets up, it is necessary, really is necessary for you to understand Murphy as a character and how much of a rule follower or like a true believer in the justice system that she is.
Yeah.
And the way that she gets developed throughout the rest of the series, and why the things she experiences are important.
And book 4 really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book 4. I feel like book 4 is a turning point where you realize like how good the first 3 books are.
Because of an important point that Harry makes.
Right.
Harry makes an important decision in book 4.
Yeah. So we're going to be October is going to be books 4 and 5. September is books 2 and 3.
Is this like a math thing?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. October is gonna. We're already gearing up for October because we're gonna have spooky streams all month long. But getting to the good book 4, is gonna be awesome.
Okay.
So
book 3 is a great spooky book.
Yeah, so we'll have the last stream on September 30. There's 30 days in September, right? Yes. So we're going to have the last stream at the end of September for book 3. So we're going to gear up for October with book 3. Booktoberfest, yes. Welcome back, Jenny.
I forgot to finish my my story about how I almost died.
Okay, go ahead.
So you remember that scared kid that we left at the top of the...
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Who still had to come back down after seeing me almost hang myself.
You do that. Oh, God.
So we're like, yeah, hook up. He was like, no.
Oh my God.
It's like, you're fine. And he did it.
Now that's not anybody that we know, is it? Anybody who never begins with
No. Okay. This is an individual who is not, like I said, he was working with us, but he's not the same caliber.
Okay.
If you know what I'm talking about, and on Wednesday of next week, I can talk more freely about certain things.
Okay. Oh my God. Cool. Well,
great.
It's been fun.
It has been fun. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us.
Yeah. So if we'll start book 2.
And thanks Toot for putting in his wisdom on all this, all things Dresden.
My wisdom is pizza is king.
Oh my God. So we're gonna have one members only stream for book 2, then a public stream to finish book 2. And so members are still gonna get access to more streams. Are y'all still good with Saturdays?
I love Saturday.
You leave next Saturday?
Oh, you mean for the stream? Oh, I thought you just said in general.
Oh my God. That's okay. XCal's out of control.
Saturday's fine.
Oh God. Well, are you still good with that too, Toot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see what's happening at my new house by then.
Yeah. All right.
It's all about being flexible like Gumpy.
Okay. Well, everyone, thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you next book stream. Okay.
Sweet.
Bye.
Bye.